Dear students, welcome to GAME, Gross and Microscopy Explained. The topic for the day is of paramount importance. Also, it is a little difficult for the students. Moreover, it is a frequently asked university question and any number of MCQs can be asked for it. The specimen is also kept for Viva. Osteosarcoma. The importance of it is given in the enclosure. And for further reference, you can see rats. This is a radiological picture. I hope you people are able to see an elevation over here and there is some perpendicular bone formation. The periosteum is being elevated and this is classically described as the Codman's triangle. Though our pathology books will be giving it, it is more of a radiological sign. Courtesy to the reference, this is a mounted part specimen of the femur. I'm using the word part specimen because it has been amputated along with the tumor. The entire specimen measures dash centimeters long. You are supposed to measure the specimen that you have got in your college. The external surface shows an elevation of the periosteum. There is an elevation that I'm able to see over here. And the cut surface shows a tumor. This is a clear tumor that I am seeing and it measures dash into dash centimeters. It is hemorrhagic and shows areas of necrosis. There are patchy areas of necrosis and all this red color in the background indicates hemorrhage. And this is for the dimension. The plate over here is free in this particular tumor, but not always so. I would like you people to kindly compare and contrast. See, this is a normal bone that we have got and the ends of it are the epiphysis. The epiphyseal end of the diaphysis is called the metaphysis. That is how we should remember. So diaphysis will be in the center, metaphysis towards the periphery and still further so will be the epiphysis. Please compare this normal bone with the tumor over here. I am finding that the articular end is destroyed and there is an elevation of the periosteum. The tumor is infiltrating into the surrounding tissue. Also, I find that the bone is almost replaced by the tumor over here. It is extending up to the epiphyseal plate over here. Though this is here intact, it can sometimes penetrate the epiphyseal plate. So this is the tumor. I would like you people to kindly describe it. The source is the pathological outlines. And this is again a wonderful source of reference and this is the author of this particular specimen. A marked elevation of the periosteum. Look at this one. It is quite bulging prominently and it shows a Codman's triangle. As I mentioned earlier, it is a radiological sign, but it can be seen in our specimens as well. This is the cortex of the bone. The cortex is eroded and the tumor is seen spreading into the medullary cavity as well. Here, so. So, not only is this the region of the tumor, it is penetrating into the medullary cavity and it is also infiltrating the periosteum. There is a destruction of the cortex. Another superb specimen and the reference is given over here. It belongs to him, not me at all. Amputated part specimen measuring so many centimeters long. You find that the distal articular surface, it shows a tumor measuring so many centimeters by so many centimeters. It shows areas of hemorrhage. These are all grayish white areas of tumor which will be having areas of necrosis as well. There is an elevation of the periosteum forming the Codman's triangle and this cortical bone has been denuded or destroyed in the region of the tumor. Extends into the epiphysis and into the medullary cavity as well. And there are areas of hemorrhage and necrosis, periosteum is elevated, and it is a site of surgical amputation. This particular site is free of tumor. This is what we call the surgical end of the specimen. This is also a microscopic slide for you. I have posted the normal histology first, and this is the source of the normal histology. Normally in a bone, this is a bony trabeculae that I have focused. There will be the immature bone in the periphery, which is called the osteoblast. The osteoblast will be laying down the bony matrix, and so what happens is in the process it gets matured. So you will be having an osteoid matrix, and in the center there will be the mature cell called the osteocytes. Osteoblast, osteocyte, osteoid matrix. And this is a diagrammatic representation of the same. So these are the osteoblasts laying down the matrix, maturing into the osteocytes. And we will be having the osteoclast as well, used for resorption of bone. This is normal. Repeatedly I am saying, because I would like you to compare it with this. It is so devastating. The entire bone is completely replaced by tumor. It is aggressive, obviously. There are hyperchromatic nuclei. All the dark blue lines are the nuclei. They are irregular, and there is also a pale tumor osteoid. In this region, I am finding pale eosinophilic acellular structures, which is called the tumor osteoid. That means this bone is being laid down by the tumor cells. Again, the same thing I'm continuing. Section study shows tumor. It is composed of irregular strands and sheets of tumor cells. The cells are pleomorphic, hyperchromatic nuclei. And there are some giant cells as well. Look at this cell, it is large. And mitosis and atypical mitosis can be seen. What I mean by the word atypical mitosis, normally a nucleus will divide into two. Sometimes it can be three, it can be irregular, etc. So it is a aggressive nature. You find that it is quite frightening, the picture itself, when compared with the bland picture of the normal bone. This is again for comparison. I am finding that there are multiple tumor cells which are laying down layers of tumor osteoid, which are pale pink, eosinophilic, and acellular. There is a variation in size and shape. Look at this cell, it is larger, another cell which is large. And in this one, I'm finding this is one fan-shaped structure, which is an atypical or a tripolar mitosis. And I'm finding irregular tumor cells. And even here, I can see the pale eosinophilic tumor osteoid. Tumor osteoid is seen in both the sections. Pleomorphism is more prominent in this. And there is also a tripolar mitosis. Giant cells are also seen. So these are all some of the giant cells which we are seeing. They can be multinucleated as well. Again, a superb picture of it. There is no difficulty in identifying this, and these are all the dark hyperchromatic nuclei of the tumor cells laying down the pale eosinophilic osteoid. There are no osteoblasts, no osteocytes. This is osteogenic sarcoma. See you in game 22.